my baseline understanding of the game, the knowledge versus the application. The knowledge is going up ridiculously, right? Like at the top levels. The application is coming. So I think I'm good.
Right.
I'm not afraid of anyone really.
Bill, you got sent to bed with significant loss versus Doug Polk, as you tweeted about. How are we feeling? Are we ready for Landon?
I don't know if I'm ready for Landon. I feel good about my progress. I'm getting better every day. I decided to just play speed poker with Doug to get some practice in. Doug has a lot of pressure. He has some similarities to Landon in terms of putting pressure on people. So I just kind of wanted to play against somebody who's very good in that style, and then see how I reacted to that. Was I on model? Was I off model? If I deviated from on model.
I will say Perkins is a completely different human from even 2.5 months ago. When we put in more work in the past month and a half than he has in the past 3 years. So for the first time, I can actually say he gives a shit and he's trying.
Wow.
Yeah. Egos are a powerful thing, and also, I mean, it's kind of a nod to heads up poker. It's just so much action, and it's much faster. You're not sitting there in a ring having to fold. You get to play 80% of the time instead of folding 80% of the time. Whatever.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide, right?
Yeah.
What level is Bill playing at right now? For all our viewers who are like, yes, this all sounds great. Yes, he's getting a lot better. But compare this to what I play. Compare this in the real world.
So Bill plays a few different stakes, and I'll tell you why. So when Bill plays against me, we're playing 500 1K or 1K 2K. We play for pride, competitiveness, ego, like gotcha, you, I got this, whatever. We as deep as and as hard as you can play. That's how Perkins and I play. And then Perkins will play a couple other people at 100, 200, 200, 400 with a multiplier in the smaller stakes private tables.
Right. So then from a real world perspective, if you equate skill to stakes, are we making our way up the stakes?
I don't necessarily equate stakes to skill. I think Bill can beat 10, 20. I think he can beat 10, 20 regs pretty easily, and I think he'd be competitive at 25, 50 right now. And I don't want people to really put too much weight into that answer, right? Because there's a lot of variables that go into it.
Right.
But yeah, I would say 10, 20 he's comfortably beating for sure.
And I want to handicap that, man, because I know me, right? Like if I think I have to be in that mental state where I'm like, I want to compete. Like we're playing 1-2, doesn't mean anything. I'm pissed. But when we do hand review, it's like, oh, you did the wrong thing, but you got the right result. I'm upset. Right. And I'm like, wait, run that again. What about this thing? Change the stack sizes. What if it was, I'm very into it. Right. And so that's Bill playing his A game. Right. So I think everybody has their A game, their B game, and their D, their D or F round game. Right.
Right. Yeah. So people need to realize, like, for the viewers that are starting out in poker or on the playing lower stakes, there are absolutely different types of mistakes you can make in poker. And knowing the difference between the two is vital to excelling.
Right. So we've my like if I was doing a self-assessment, we've like eliminated a lot of just direct EV mistakes. Not like I'm not still making them, right? Like, Bill, what the fuck are you doing here? Like this, you know what I mean? I know you flop top set, but like it's a fold by the river after the scenario, like those type of mistakes. And then there's frequency mistakes where they're like, you got to roll this. You can't just be because you got a gutter and an over and a thing, check raising every single freaking time you get the hand. Even though you get the hand infrequently, you still got to put a governor to tame, your natural aggression, right? They look at my game under a microscope,
right?
Of all the relevant spots and kind of where I'm unbalanced and why I'm unbalanced, and like cracking open my head and be like, but why, right? Talking about like how good I am is it's who shows up that day, right? What is my motivation? But just my baseline understanding of the game, the knowledge versus the application. The knowledge is going up ridiculously, right? Like at the top levels. The application is coming. So I think I'm good.
Right.
I'm not afraid of anyone really.